A game changer is a person who comes in, assesses the situation, and makes sure that a positive comes out of it. What inspired me to do what I do today? My community. Since I was young, I've seen some of the injustices and some of the inequalities our community has. Being a baby of the Martin Luther King era and Malcolm X, I saw those guys doing things for our communities and trying to make a better place for us to live in. And the same thing happens to the Hispanic community as well. So we need to make sure that we're also here to reach the American dream. And the only way that we're going to do it is by organizations like mine and other organizations that come out and sacrifice and commit to making sure that our community moves forward. What advice? To not to talk about it, but to do it. A lot of people talk about making a difference and changing the game, and I'm a catalyst for change. When you talk about it, you're not doing. You got to be careful. There's a saying that says you got to be careful of the people that the less they speak. Well, the ones who don't speak are the ones who get the most done. And I think maybe that's what we have to do. We got to stop talking and we got to start doing. I've got a couple of ideas, but I'm not an economist or anything like that. I'm just a simple engineer. But I feel that there's a lot of outsourcing being done. Most of our jobs are being shipped to countries where they're not affecting our immediate area. If you're going to be shipping jobs out to India and China, and I have nothing against them as well, everybody has to live in a global economy. However, I believe that here in the United States, we have not even touched half of our best employees or entrepreneurs or opportunities. The United States has done so many great things, and we continue to do it on an everyday basis. Why do we have to send jobs across just to affect the bottom line? Of course, we're probably more expensive than everybody else, but we have, when you say it's made in America, it's made in America. So I think that we need to bring back a lot of jobs. I'm lucky to work with a lot of companies, and I've been blessed to. Today, one of the companies that we work with said that they're going to give 1,000 new jobs to the military. We're working very hard on something like that, and I think that we have a whole talent pool in the United States, not only in the United States but in Puerto Rico, that has not even been touched. Puerto Rico graduates over 100,000 engineers a year. So think about how much we can really do if we would be brought into the mix. We think that the Latino, or I think, not we, I'm just Jose Marquez, I just think that we are the knights in shining armor for the United States, and if we had embraced the Hispanic community and given them the opportunities that they need to achieve, I think we'd be a very, very strong country.